All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. I've got a question that I've got to ask you right now. Who do you know that uses electricity? I'll give you a second because it doesn't take long to answer that question. Everybody. But answer this. How many of those people would want to reduce their electricity supply cost or even eliminate it entirely? Well, guess what? It's the same answer. Everybody. Energy prices are rising. And check your electricity bills. Are they higher now than they were 3 years ago? Absolutely. And there are some reasons for that, not just because they want to raise up your electricity bill, but things have changed, guys. Transition to renewables. Oh, matter of fact, do you have an electric vehicle in your garage? Data centers, AI, it's off the change, but there's so much instability. And so we've got to make some better energy choices now to protect us from future price increases because these bills are getting higher and higher. Texas is the largest energy market in the United States. I live in Texas. As a matter of fact, I live in Houston. 1/7 of America's electricity is consumed in Texas. That's 40 billion, that's with the B, dollars in retail energy market. Over 26 million deregulated customers. That's when this thing started, when deregulation took place some years ago. But Think Plus, that's the company that's here. We've got a solution. We've got a Texas home battery program that's starting in March of 2026. That's why you're here. That's why someone sent this video to you. That's why you're looking at this presentation, because you've got to get ready for this. It's compelling. It's a simple and compelling customer value proposition. We're going to help you save on electricity. Isn't that good? We're going to make sure you have a free, yeah, you heard that right, and I'm going to explain it, a free backup power for your home, and it's not going to cost you anything to install it. Check this out.
Every summer we see it. Record heat, record energy demand, and the same story on repeat. Regular outages, soaring prices, a grid pushed to the breaking point.
The Earth is still hot, and so is the demand for electricity.
More energy is better than less energy.
With the rise of AI technology, demand on power plants is increasing.
Here's the thing. The grid we all depend on was built more than 100 years ago, for a time when electricity flowed one way, from a few big power plants to every home and business. But that world has changed. Today, millions of devices draw power every second. Demand for electricity keeps growing, but the grid hasn't kept pace. And it's not steady. Some hours we have plenty of power, others we're short. That's why electricity now costs different amounts at different times of day. When demand peaks, energy gets expensive. And when we need less energy, it's cheap. And this means consumers have to work harder and pay more for less reliable energy. Until now. A quiet revolution has started. Home batteries can now store energy when it's cheap or abundant, and use or even sell it back when it's needed most. Link thousands of those batteries together with smart software, and you get something entirely new called a virtual power plant. Instead of waiting for a distant generator to fire up, these connected devices can instantly feed energy back into the grid. The grid pays providers for this support. Those earnings can be shared with customers, lowering costs for the homeowners whose batteries made it possible. For consumers, that means significantly lower costs, predictable rates, and backup power when the grid fails, along with a direct role in building a cleaner, more resilient energy system. We are reshaping how electricity works as we're preparing to bring this idea to scale.
Think Plus will be partnering with a next-generation virtual power plant, connecting homes, batteries, and people into one intelligent energy network.
Our consumers will pay much less for even more reliable energy, with backup power for their homes. And when enough homes join, the grid gets stronger and energy becomes something we all share. This is the power of connection.
Coming soon from Think Plus.
This is absolutely amazing because I remember the Texas freeze in Texas, right? I remember the one thing that we understood about the Texas freeze. It taught us that the grid couldn't protect us because the whole grid collapsed. Millions lost power. The homes went dark. Families frozen. And I was one of those persons where the pipes burst. But I need to know, do you realize that according to the Energy Information Administration, the United States power consumption will hit record highs in 2025 and 2026? They even projected power demand will rise to 4,199 billion kilowatt hours in 2025 and 4,267 in 2026. That's up from the current record. See, just one planned AI data center will draw more electricity than the entire city of New York. This is why the grid is under pressure. Even the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission recently said that the country needs every single megawatt, every single electron it can get to meet the peak demand, especially as this AI and these data centers load grows and electrification of industry transport picks up, and it's picking up. We can't go to sleep on this. That's why it's so important for you to get this information. We can't sleep on it. It's going to happen. And you know who's not sleeping on it? Google's not sleeping on it. Google is preparing to invest trillions of dollars to build space-based AI infrastructure, satellites powered by constant sunlight, operating as an off-planet data center to ease the strain on the Earth's power grids, because the Earth's power grids is not ready. So what is this battery going to do? In plain English, let me make it as plain as I possibly can. When you get this battery, when electricity is cheap, which is usually at night and off peak, that's why they're always giving you nights and weekends free. Really? I mean, it's already cheap at that time. The battery will automatically fill up from the utility, charges when prices are lowest, uses that stored power when prices rise, and this is part of what we call a virtual power plant. That's how it works. And this is how most consumers will use the system when they first install it: grid charging and smart discharge. And then during peak times, when the grid is under strain or when the prices are high, then you'll have a smart thermostat that's connected to our proprietary smart technology, Proton technology. And that smart thermostat, I have one now, it makes minor adjustments, a degree or two, 2 to 3, 2 to 4 degrees, to reduce the load. Small changes, a big effect when it's aggregated. And then the battery discharges. The battery might discharge to power the home instead of drawing from the grid in those peak times. And if you're enrolled in that virtual power plant, the battery may send power to the grid or reduce the demand, and the homeowner gets the credit. So it's a win-win-win. The homeowner sees lower costs, has a backup in an outage, and becomes a part of a network helping stabilize the grid and receive the savings. Now, I know you're wondering, how in the world can a $20,000 to $30,000 ocean flow home battery be installed in your home for free? I thought you'd never ask. Well, it's because the battery is extremely expensive, so it's not for free, but you are not buying it. You are not the buyer, you are the host. And Think Energy, through the partnerships and grid programs, pays for the equipment, the installation, and the maintenance. Now, why would a company give away a $20,000 to $30,000 battery? Because the grid pays for the program participation. They need us. The grid desperately needs stored energy to stabilize that peak demand instead of building a new power plant, which is what they really need, but that costs billions. So utilities pay companies for energy support. And then Think Energy doesn't make money from you. They make it from the grid. So they don't have to charge you for the battery, for being the host of the battery. But why do you need the smart thermostat? It's the smart thermostat that ensures the system works efficiently. It helps to monitor your home's usage to store power when the demand is low, to reduce use during expensive hours, and help maximize both your savings and the company's grid earnings. And we're going to need electricians. They're going to be needed for the installation, but the first priority to those electricians are those that will be a part of Think Energy. So let's understand this smart technology. Think smart. When you have a smart thermostat, it connects to our proprietary technology. And here's one of the perks. You earn $10 every month credit just for connecting. I love looking at my bill and seeing that extra $10. That's $120 in a year's time, guys. And it adds value at every single step. It's thermostat integration, power efficiency, and monthly bill credits for you. This is also a part of AI technology.
At Think Energy, we've built a way to lower your energy bill and keep your home comfortable, and you'll barely have to lift a finger. Now live in Texas, Think Smart is an innovative technology designed to save you money on autopilot. All you need is 5 minutes to connect your Wi-Fi enabled Ecobee, Honeywell, or Resideo thermostat, and we'll drive it from there. Think Smart optimizes your energy usage by making small adjustments, just a few degrees, to keep you comfortable and lower your energy bills. And you can always override it for complete control. Once connected, you'll receive $10 in monthly bill credits for as long as the devices remain connected. Savings that add up. Ready to save effortlessly? Join the community of energy-savvy customers lowering their bills and enjoying total comfort. To learn more, contact your local Think Plus independent energy advisor. It's time to think smart with Think Energy.
That's what time it is. It's time to think smart. We are analyzing bills. So, right now you've got a bill, right? You're looking at the bill, you look at the bottom dollar, and that's what you realize you got to pay. But have you looked at the hidden fees? This is a bill we looked at. She was paying what? $344.62. One of my business partners analyzed this bill for her. And when she got through analyzing the bill very quickly, it doesn't take about 5 minutes to do it. She showed her by connecting to Think Energy with the smart thermostat, she would save $188.34. If she didn't connect to the smart thermostat, she still would have saved $172.18. How amazing is that? So right now, Think Smart can help you now. See, the battery builds on what starts today. Smart optimization begins immediately. But there are 4 ways that this is going to deliver value to you. You get your savings starting now with Think Smart, right? With that smart technology on the smart thermostat. No battery required for that. You don't need the battery to start saving now. Then the smart thermostat technology is going to start optimizing when and how your energy is used. And then when we release the battery in March of 2026, when the battery arrives, you're already set up and you're optimized. So I suggest you don't wait for that. The battery, the thermostat is the smart technology is compatible with Ecobee, Resideo, and Honeywell smart thermostats. But the beauty of this all is, guys, that Think Smart technology is what we have in Texas, and it's about to spread to other states. But in other states, we also have AutoSave. We also have Community Solar. All of these are saving people money at no cost to them. So you may know people in other states. We have electricity and community solar in Illinois, Maine, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and DC. The AutoSave is in Illinois, Ohio, DC, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. The electricity is in Connecticut, Delaware, New Hampshire, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas. And community solar only is in Colorado, Maryland, Minnesota, and Virginia. So the question is, who do you know in some of these places that you could share this information with, and they can start getting the savings? But if you know somebody, you might want to be in a position where you get paid every time people use electricity because you help them make better energy choices. Either way, if that's not what concerns you, guess what? Get your bill to the person that invited you to see this, and let's get you starting to make savings. If you are interested in an additional stream of income, get back with the person that invited you, and they'll get that information to you as well. Thank you for listening.